Hopefully we got good audio. We'll find out. We will find out very shortly. I think we got good audio. Who knows? All right, let's see. Hit that tuner real quick. We got the Thornicus Fuzz here. Look at this thing. If I can do this without, look at this. Boom, there it is. This is the Sir Ian Thornley Fuzz. Now, today is a fun day. I wanted to talk about using how I use oddball techniques, gag effects, things like that. And like the bass tone of a hero tone or a good lead tone or whatever. And then what does it mean to like blend it with a fuzz? So first things first is like a couple of things that you need to know about fuzzes in particular. This fuzz is either the left side, which is the regular fuzz. Get that glare out there, yeah. Or the right side, which is the octave. So here's just the guitar clean. A little bit of reverb. Yep. Signal chain right now. The trusty King Solomon. This is Saul. King Solomon here. And his brother Samuel Whiskey is back in the back. So I got Saul and Sam. King Solomon is probably my number one go-to weapon. This is the just off-the-shelf Sir Andy Wood model. I'm going into the Sir Thornicus next. It's really important that you know that that's the order. The fuzzes like to see the guitar. So from the fuzz into the Sir Woodshed compressor, which is on. It's the only pedal on right now. And then into the Joey Landreth Dirt Dog. I have a very Canadian board. I've got two Canadians with me today. My man Joey Landreth, my man Ian Thornley. And then out of that into the Brian Wampler Andy Wood collab, which is the Gearbox. Nice collab on that. From that, we go to the front of the amp, which is the lovely Sir SL68. Very on brand today, using all of the on brand gear. And then out of that amp into the Universal Audio aux. That is transferring my sound, giving me a cabinet sound. And that goes left and right out at line level into a Fractal VP4, which I'm using for verb and delay. Sounds nice, doesn't it? And then that into the Apollo. Yeah. Now the octophone's here. Somebody said, don't forget it. It's right here. The Thornicus is right here. Got fuzz and octafuzz. It's got both on one unit. Oh, if you can see it. Yeah, there it is. I love the color too. It looks like a construction cone, right? Okay. Now, when we hear a fuzz by itself, it's usually not the greatest sound ever. Here's the fuzz by itself. Here's the octave by itself. If you heard those by themselves, you'd be like, this pedal is broken. Pedal is not broken. The pedal and fuzzes like to hear their sound into an overdrive or distortion. So Bogner, whatever, cranked Marshall. But I'm using the Gearbox. So let's hear the Gearbox as we've got it. Very much like that fat liquid lead tone that I like to go for, right? Nice, right, okay. So here comes the fuzz on that. Now it's going to get real Hendrixy. So let's get the tone up on that. Without it. much that ooh, fuzz face kind of sound. Now here's where it's going to get really good. We have mid control and all that stuff. Here's the octave without it. That's just the gearbox. Here comes the octave. Sounds killer. All right, let's hear it in a mix. All of this does no good if it sounds bad in music. I used a G&I octave fuzz on this for the album, but we're going to use this Thornicus today. Thornicus. Thornicus, Thornicus, Thornicus. Say it 3 times fast, he appears. This is where I get copywritten strikes against my own channel from me. It's crazy, the world we live in. Sounds good in a mix. I like it. I think this pedal's a ripper. Yeah. I don't know if Cantrell's heard it. If Cantrell has heard it, I hope he likes it. It's very much a love letter and a thank you to those guys. Very much that. Yeah, it sounds good, you know. I mean, the fuzz tone is, you know. And if we roll the tone, I love that it tracks really well. You know what I mean? You know, it's kind of a, you know, same thing. It's very much gripping and ripping. Here's the fuzz side again. Move the tone up, make it bright. You know, it's fun. You could do it too. Shout out to Ian. Love you, dude. Love the pedal. It's killer. You know. Sounds like Rock Hooter coming in for Jack Butler, right? For $329, I will have to sell something to afford the Thornicus. All right, let's talk about this. I love the price game. I love the price game. I grew up broke. I had a dad as a cop and my mom worked sometimes at a front office thing. So the money thing as a kid, I learned to play on a PV Bandit and a Yellow Boss, whatever. Whatever was yellow in the late 90s and early 2000s, I had that. Super Distortion. No, Super Overdrive. That sounds right. SD1. And a Dynacom. And I didn't have money for all these toys and goodies and gags. So what we want to talk about when we talk about items like this, it's something I noticed. There's more gatekeeping in the music industry regarding price than there are in other hobbies. When guys talk about video game industry, custom PCs and crazy screens and spending all this money, there's never the thing of it's too expensive or it's not worth it or whatever. I'm not saying you're saying that, by the way. I'm not saying that you're saying that. Fort Worth, yeah. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying the or whoever it was, willful. It's willful. Yeah, willful thinker. I'm not picking on you, by the way. To me, there is something we need to be very careful of when we're talking about price. Because it can be out of our budget, but still be of value. Okay? You know what I mean by that? Like, if this is $329 for a fuzz, and it's in this big-ass metal housing, how much is the housing? How much is just components? I don't know the answer to that. Like, I stay out of that. Like, usually I come up with ideas or we bounce things around the room and they go, well, it will cost this much or it'll cost that much or this material will cost. I just go, I don't know. This is what I want it to look like, So I don't know how much they're in on this housing. I don't know how much they're in on all the materials. But I can say you're getting 2 pedals for $329 because it's a single pedal. Yeah. This is, again, thinker. I'm not talking about you, willful thinker. I'm talking about the proverbial us as the guitar community, right? We all got a bad habit, proverbial us. That's what we're going to say. I'm not picking on you. It's very much, this is a 2 pedal because you get 2 effects. So it's $170 a pedal aside, $160 aside, which I think is on point. If you go buy a Boss fuzz, it's $160. You buy a Boss octave pedal, probably another $160. You're living around that world. This also has MIDI, and it's also got independent controls and everything. So, again, is this worth it? That's up to the buyer. However, I just want to say, we're living in an age where every pedal seems like it's $300. I don't mean every individual pedal. I mean these dual pedals, all these dual pedals, these Wamplers and this dual pedal from Sir and other dual pedals. I think the market is like $300 is a pedal. Now, going up, you could get the VP4 for what, you may know what VP4 goes for today. How much is a fractal VP4? Here's my guess, $689. Is it $689 for fractal VP4? $7.49. $700.49. $689. Josh Kalanko. Boom, $689. So you can get a VP4 and go up in a heavy duty amount of bang for the buck. However, do you want analog pedals, or do you not? This is all for you to decide. H9s, Strymons. Like it's what a great time to be alive as a guitar player. You know what I'm saying? Everything available everywhere at all times for all of us. It's kind of amazing. And look, this is not a cheap signal chain. This is we're looking at some dough. But let's clarify this. If I had that deluxe and a couple of pedals, you could still play guitar. You don't require these things to play the guitar. What I do, and I want to talk a little bit. Is that okay? Can we just hang for a minute? Not have to do playing. Just hang out for a minute. What I do, it's required of me to have a palette of options. Just as a session player, I have to have a palette of options. Now, just as a hired gun for, say, Gary LaVox, I have to have options for that. Now, to play my music, I have to have the tonal options for those songs. So the requirements for what I do require more gear. This is just like having a bunch of different tractors. If you're a farmer or maybe you own a construction company, you can't build a building with just a cement mixer. You gotta have the cement mixer, you gotta have the backhoe, you gotta have a bulldozer, you gotta have all these things. That's really the way I look at it. I have to do a lot of things, so I need a lot of this. So my tolerance on what something costs from a tool standpoint is way lower, than what I think the average consumer would look at. I don't think the average consumer looks at price through the lens that I look at it. I'm like, you can do all this stuff and it's this big $689. That's a deal, you know. I don't know, but I do know this is well made. I do know that it is on par with most double pedals in the game right now. And so the only thing that I really like to give a review on how does it sound? Do the buttons click? Do they not? Are they soft punch? You know, what's the big knobs do? You know, is it raising the noise floor? Is it altering the tone in any way before I get to my other pedals? Like, I like to live in that world of like, does it do the thing? You guys, you know, you guys know me, car guy. Still haven't guessed the car that I got. But car guy. And I watch a lot of the guys like Shmee and Matt Armstrong and Supercar Connection and, you know, obviously Top Gear and all those guys. They kind of just talk about the things like apples to apples. Like, nobody's going, the Toyota Prius sucks when it's compared to the 1500 GMC High Country pickup truck. It's like it's not the same thing, right? They're cost different things, do different things, right? So on my channel, I don't get paid to review gear. Now, caveat, I do have a signature model guitar. There is a revenue share with that. I think you're a fool if you have a signature model item and you don't get a revenue share, right? It's your IP, it's your vision, like that's common sense. But I don't get a check from Fractal or Diesel or Dr. Z, or I didn't get a check from Sir to make this pedal. This pedal has nothing to do with me. So my opinions are my opinions, and I'm able to speak a little bit more liberally. You know, I can say what I want because nobody's paying me saying, here's the script. You know, this comes out on the 14th of April, you know, say what we want you to say. I don't do that stuff, man. Good for those that do, you know, more power to them. I just would rather say things like, you know, I would say this about the Thornicus. Can you see it right there? This pedal, let's hold up my phone. You know, that's how big it is. I could be okay if this pedal was only the Octafuzz side in a 9-volt small housing. I don't need the fuzz side. Is it cool? You know, let's kick it on. Is it cool? Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? Do I need it? No, I don't need that side. Now, this other side. I use that side. That's a side that is gonna get used on Shoot the Sundown. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna get used on Rooster. That's gonna get used on a lot. So the Octafuzz, and look, let's be real. I have bought 3 of those GNI Octafuzzes that are over there. I bought 3 of those, so I have them on each board. But if this pedal had been out, I wouldn't have had to go hunting for that thing. Those are hard to come by. You know what I mean? Like, I recorded the record with that pedal. Those are hard to find and hard to come by. Always kind of afraid, you know. I'm going to lose it. It's going to break. You know. Whatever. Sir's making hundreds of these. If this breaks or I lose it, you can get another one. It's not so like, dang, man, I hope that doesn't break on tour. You know what I mean? That's a big deal for me. I have this beautiful old Marshall. I'm not going to really on tour it because I don't have another beautiful old Marshall. I love to listen to Joe Bonamassa be like, yeah, I tour my amps. I tour them. I'm like, brother, you got 5 of them. You got 4 Silver Jubilees on the road with you. Like, I've got that one Plexi. That's it. That's the only one I got. So I need to have something that I can tour and go, okay, this SL68, if it breaks, I can call John and be like, brother, I need another amp. You know what I mean? And I need it in, New Orleans tomorrow night or whatever the gig may be. Right. So there's a lot of necessity, need, what makes sense for you. You know what I mean? And listen, I think bang for the buck, get the Fractal stuff. If you're going to play at home and you want to play for yourself, get the Fractal stuff. I love all the gear and I love all the amps, but if you're in an apartment, you ain't going to have a 412. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a load box. You have to get a load box. You have to get a thing and then another thing to do the thing with the thing. It's like, if money's not a problem, I would have kept the Corvette and added to the collection. I don't have that luxury. That's my one vice. I don't buy watches. I don't buy nice clothes. I don't have some mansion, 8,000 square foot house. My one vice is I allow myself to have a nice sports car for driving in the mountains. Like, that's what I like to do. Some people have boats, right? I work really hard. I work and I work 7 days a week on this stuff. So if money's not a problem, you're going to have 5 sports cars and a mansion and boats and stuff. If money's not a problem for guitar, you should have a Broadcaster. You should have a 60 Strat, pre-war Martin. You should, it's like, I can give you the shopping list. And I hope somebody in our chat or somebody watching this video can write blank checks. If you can write blank checks, I want to tell you right now, if you see this video or if you're in the chat, message me. I don't want anything from you. I just want to give you a shopping list. So if you have infinite money and you're like, Andy, what do I need to buy? Message me. We will build you some fun stuff and take pictures of it. Send it to me. Like, that's awesome. I want to see people buy crazy stuff. Because it's cool, right? Like, if gear wasn't cool, we wouldn't be hanging out here together on a Tuesday afternoon, right? Like, we like this stuff. I think that's good. Everybody's got to have a hobby. You got to have something to keep your brain off of other bad stuff in the world, Got to have an outlet. Music's great for it. I think the Thornicus is $329. I think it's neither a rip-off, right? And I also don't think it's like the value of a lifetime. I think what you're getting is right at the price point it needs to be priced at. I think it's a $329 pedal. I think it's about the finest octave fuzz that I've heard in a long time. This may be my second favorite to the GNI. And it might be my favorite. I might like it more than the GNI. I don't know yet. I haven't A-B'd them enough. If they put this pedal out at like $180, which I know they could never do because it would cost, they can't put it out at that. Then I would go, oh my God, everybody in the chat, buy this right now. It's the greatest deal of the century, right? I also don't think this pedal needs to be more. I don't think this is a $400 pedal, right? I think this is priced right where it needs to be priced. I think VP4 is right where it needs to be priced. Some of the stuff in the market right now, with as hard as components are to get, it's a tough time to build anything in the old world prices that we used to have. It's like, I remember you could get a Boss pedal for less than $100. They do those sales and stuff. You might still be able to if you dig through a bargain bin at Guitar Center or something. You know what I mean? You might still be able to get one. But I'm talking new, AC blows cold, full tread on the tires, a brand new item. But yeah, I mean, it's what you like. So that's my tangent about cost. Let's hit some questions. Greetings all. Who all do we have in here? We got Slovakia in here tonight. Wow. Killer. Amazing. Fort Worth says, I've never been a fuzz fan. They're too clippy sounding, but you make it sound great. Again, the clippy thing you're talking about, let's hear it without the overdrive. Just the fuzz sound. Now add the overdrive. The overdrive makes it. obviously without it, it's just rock. Big fat rock tone. Yeah, Octafuzz is killer on it too. Rolling on down through the questions. Good to hang out with everyone. Thank you for the kind words. Braxel, a lot of people saying long time no see. Good to see Braxel in the house. Joel Hoekstra joined the Piercy Rat thing. I did see that. Very, very cool. Very cool. A lot of kind words. Thank you about the playing. Seriously. Going above the speed limit. Yeah. What are you playing through this time? SL68 gearbox. That's the golden connection right there, man. Yeah, man. I live on hot Cheetos and beans so I can afford guitar. You know what's gotten really good to me? There's a brand of ramen noodle called Mama Fuka, and it's a little less factory made than your standard issue ramen noodle. That's my budget meal, the Mama Fuka noodle. Get that and a little piece of chicken, grill that bad boy up, get you something good for cheap. I like that. How can pedal? Here's a great question. Braxel's in the house. Shout out to my boy Braxel1. Here's his question. He says, how can pedal builders keep on building when the market is so oversaturated with pedals? I think what that destroys is the middle of the crowd. This is stream of conscious. I don't have anything to base this on. I don't have fiscal reports of last year's sales. Boss is Boss and Roland. They're never going to not be that, right? Wampler and Sir's in a different spot because they make bigger price items. They make very expensive boutique level guitars. They're like your Lamborghinis, Ferrari of guitar manufacturers. Same level with the amps. So they're selling price points, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 items. So their pedal hustle comes from an offshoot of a couple of different things. I'm telling some insider baseball. John, don't be mad. Insider baseball is that John specifically, he just loves guitar. He likes music. He likes ZZ Top. You know what I mean? Like, he and I are fans of some of the same, like Leslie West. You know what I mean? John loves a Les Paul Jr. You know, it's no secret. He loves a Junior. Making pedals is something that is a business, but it's a passion. Kevin loves making pedals. Kevin and I did the compressor together. Kevin also did the Discovery delay. You know, that's a passion. So if the business doesn't rest upon it, versus, you know, what is it? Earthquake Devices, or whatever those guys are. Mythos, like, you know, Zach from Mythos, he's a pedal guy. They make pedals. Like that's a pedal company. Wampler, that's a pedal company. It's a pedal, you know. It's not like a Wampler guitar is what I'm getting at. So a lot of that middle ground gets affected a lot more than like a Sir, for example. And I don't have anything to base this on, but I just see the market that you're talking about. Also, the market got saturated with samesies. You know what I mean by this? Like samesies. Like, how many Tube Screamer clones are there? How many Klon clones are there? Brother, they're good. The gearbox has a Klon in it. Has a Klon clone in it. Am I out there like A-being 9 different Klon clones? No. Brian made one that sounds like a Klon to me. Put it in my pedal. I want that to boost the other side. Cool. The end. I think guys doing samesy stuff is really a dangerous place in the middle. There's a couple companies that I want to shine a light on real quick. Rob Keeley. Rob Keeley did not do a samesy thing with the Halo. That thing changed the entire ecosystem of delay pedals when it came out. Obviously, Andy Timmons, Rob Keeley collab. That is not a world of samesies. I think the Thornicus is not a world of samesies. It's doing things that I know that it'll do that are familiar, but it's delivered not in a. There's not another one out there that's doing this. Like, I can't think of another fuzz that instantly has 2 buttons and does this like this. I have a basket full of fuzzes. They're all not like this. Halo's very much the same. Halo is an interesting pedal because it's in between a Strymon, very complicated delay algorithm kind of thing, and like an MXR carbon copy. Like if you're coming from the carbon copy, the Halo's not going to be too scary, right? It's not like maxed out, fright-inducing, sub-menu, green letters, like Kit from Knight Rider, like the Strymons are. Like this is what I hate about the Strymons. Click, 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 save, press, hold. It's like, dude, I love the way the Strymon stuff sounds, but it's big. They're a little archaic in how large they are. And boy, that UI is dated. She's showing her 2008 or whatever. You know what I mean? But I think they're great. I have one. Like, if Strymon is watching this, you make killer stuff. Just those pedals are big. You know, we're living a little dated. We're in the big 2.6. You know what I'm saying? So Braxel talking about how can pedal builders keep on building when the market is over. Here, that was the long answer. The TLDR answer is Rob Keeley working with Timmons on the Halo. You make something that's not a samey. It's not just another delay pedal. It does a thing. And I could do those old delay things, but it does something you can't just turn on and have in another pedal. Okay? I think that's really important. That's the answer. $699 correction. Yeah. $700. I think bang for the buck, VP4, brother. There you go. Rocket. $700. That's what I like. That's what I play through. I'm taking one on the clinic tour with Sir. I have my big board, but since I'm doing clinics, I don't need all of this horsepower, and I sure don't need to lug it through 5 different airports. So I'm not taking a guitar tech. So this guy stays at home. This guy's coming with me, and this guy's coming with me. So that's why we're testing it out. Here we go. What's amazing is that we live in a time where our Guitar Hero can sit right in front of the comfort of their home, show us exactly. I'm very flattered that you're saying that about me. I would have killed to be able to just sit and watch Dan Huff like I can now. Dan Huff just sits in his room playing and practicing. Like I can watch that. That's crazy. I'm such a fan of that as well, you know. So, little rap guys in the house. Nature shows us money is value, but is a distinct word for its reasons. The breaching methods prevented discriminates of that, and by placing what really was proper for the syntax of the names of the people and sciences. That you're living in a whole different echelon. I don't know what you got going today, but man, I want a piece of it. I don't know what you just said. It sounds way smarter than me, for sure. Braxel saying how the octave sound. Let's get the octave one more time. Those that are watching, this is the Thornicus. This is without any overdrive behind the octave. Neck pickup around the 12th fret, which is the sweet spot. Right? It's really nice. Now let's put some drive on behind it, and we're going to get that smooth, classic Hendrixy. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I dig it. Inspiring. Makes me want to play guitar. Little rap guy says Mustang. No, but in automotive news, congratulations to Ford and the GTD for setting a very impressive lap time at the Nürburgring. I'm not one of those guys that puts the value of a car on the Nürburgring lap times. I think there's cars that are slower around the Nürburgring that are awesome. A Aventador SVJ. It's not really the best race car of all time, but it's incredible. It's just cool. But congrats to Ford for that. So, little rap guy, I did not buy a Mustang because I can't afford the $350,000 GTD, and that'd be the only Mustang I'd want right now. Or a 1967 fastback GT500. That's on the list. I would also go with a 1969 Boss. Both of those cars they're on the list. Every car guy's got a list. They're both on my list. Okay. Dustin Chang says it's Italian, right? What amp and a pedal would you recommend for a typical bedroom player? Do you want my nepotism? It's the gearbox. If you don't mean a modeler and you have some kind of small amp like a Blues Junior or something like that, gearbox. This is my favorite lead tone. Like that's what I use. It's what I make my records with. I think it's the best. You know, that's nepotism, but it's also nepotism for a reason. I didn't develop the gearbox to use something else in secret. Like, no, I want the gearbox. That way, if something breaks and I'm on the road, I can go to Guitar Center and I can get one. And it's literally my tone. So here's Fort Worth Texan in the house. Good to see you, Texan. Tried the FM3. Didn't like the sound through my Bella and 4 cable method. I also would not like that. That's not how I would run it. I recently bought some studio monitors and a Scarlett 212. Love the Fractal Icons plugins, amps, cabinets, effects, killer. You need to run the FM3 into something like this. This is what I recommend. This is from Seymour Duncan. This is the, what do they call this thing? Power Stage? Power Stage Stereo 100. This is cool. These are not too bad expensive either. I like those a lot. And I don't like running an amp with a lot of flavor and character and soul like the Bella. Like the Bella is an amp I want to do the least amount of things to. Like it sounds wonderful. Don't mess that up. The Bella is a masterpiece. Like do not mess that up. So I wouldn't run an FM3 with that. I know John would say you could. I know the Fractal guys would say you could. I wouldn't. You do what you want. You're grown ass adult. You can do whatever you want. I just wouldn't do it that way. Sounds like you got some studio monitors. I would just run it direct like we have here. And next week we will be doing a full AM4 breakdown on all the patches that I made. If you're in the Patreon group, shout out Patreon members. Love you. Thank you for hanging out. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing a full breakdown on all the AM4 patches, and I'll post some of those for you guys. Remember, you can get the patches and lessons and quick videos and tips and tricks at as cheap as $5 a month, which is probably less than you paid for your coffee today. Or you can go up to the $25 tier and have 4 live Zoom masterclasses with the 6 years of lesson content that's on that platform. So patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic. That's my spiel. Do all the cliche things. Click, smash the button. I'm kind of getting over that. I'm kind of getting over guys saying, remember to smash that like button. Don't smash it. Just touch it. Just hit it. You ain't got to smash it. You ain't got to break it. You know, that's what I think. All right, here we go. I lost my place. My hand slipped on the trackpad, and now I don't have it. Let's go. There's a lot of questions. You guys are ripping it today. I love to see it. Still have a PV Bandit. I too have a PV Bandit. My man Randy bought me one for my birthday because he found out that was my first amp. I'm sure he paid about $72 for that thing. Oh God. But it's the Bandit. You can't hate on it, dude. Can't hate on her. My first car was a Ford Escort, a 1992 Ford Escort. Oh man, I was like, freedom has arrived. Here I am buying this car that's way old, but freedom and the power of the car key. It set me free, and it set me on my mission, my love for automotive sports, right? Okay, rolling on down. The box looks cool. It does look cool. Rap Guy says you should do a YouTube short video where you're talking and start playing loud and then have someone yell for you to shut up off camera. I donate the idea. That's pretty good. Turn it down. Turn that crap down. I don't want to hear it. Jay is in the house. Good to see you, Jay. The pre-war guitars, Herringbone D28 with the Brazilian, puts it at $16K. Yeah, it hurts, man. Acoustic instruments hurt. People were like, I can't believe an electric guitar is $4,000. I'm like, brother, don't go price a banjo. For sure, don't do that. Don't go price a pre-war, D28. It's going to hurt you. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate that number. Andy, start a GoFundMe site. I've got a GoFundMe. It's Patreon. You can go fund my beer money there. Go fund my chicken wing money over at patreon.com. All right, here we go. Still just rolling through. True World in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Okay, what do you like? Where do you like? This is a really great question. Dave Steer 1663. Where do you like to put the gearbox in your chain? Usually it's the last dirt pedal because other things are in front of it. You know what I mean? Like your fuzz, wah, compressor, any kind of mild, cork sniffer type of overdrive. Oh, one thing I really got to where I don't like is transparent overdrive. It's so transparent you can't hear. Well, why'd you buy the pedal? You know what I mean? I want overdrive. That's Jared and Tyler were talking about that. Transparent overdrive. What is that? I'm like, brother, I don't know. I have no idea. Justin Derrico coming to the Woodshed, Fort Worth, Texas is right. So Woodshed Guitar Experience, end of August. It's going to be a ripper. It's going to be a ripper. We got Greg Koch, Eric Gales. Woo! Justin Derrico, my boy Martin Miller, longtime brethren, longtime friend of mine. Love him. Martin Miller's coming over. Just a wad of great players. Childhood hero John Jorgensen is coming. Dude, the Helicasters. Come on. I'm going to butcher it. Don't judge me, John. I'm trying to play it from memory. There's the proof that I'm a mega John Jorgensen fan. I haven't tried to play that song in God knows how long. Mega Helicasters fan. Love him. So excited to have him. If you guys are thinking about coming to Woodshed Guitar Experience, Chuck will know the answer to this. And if I'm speaking incorrectly, don't ground me, Chuck and John McCready. But I'm pretty sure we have a payment plan now to where you just have to have your final balance completed by the event. So if you're a guy that can squirrel away a couple of bucks every week, we now have a flexibility, a flex pay option. So I'm excited about that, right? I was that guy. I was like, man, I got 21 gigs between now and this thing I'm trying to buy. That's my boy math. You know what I mean by that? Like I've been using that term a lot lately, boy math, where you start justifying things in stupid ways. That's me for sure. Use boy math by going, all right, this costs me 9 skank banger gigs. It's like, that's how I do it. So if you're like that and like me, we've got that flex pay option that is really nice for people that use boy math like myself. Mark Kirby in the house. Good to see Mark. He says, I know the bent metal in this enclosure is way more expensive than people would think. Yeah. For those that don't realize, this thing is like this bent metal kind of enclosure that's really neat looking. And it's got this like, the materials are nice. If with enough patience and insanity, you can make a Volkswagen Beetle fast, but the interior is not going to be as nice as a Porsche or something. You know what I mean? Same kind of thing. Materials. Album says, thanks for the great patches. Do you always use your A-Wood compressor and gearbox with it? My board kind of lives like that to where it's like that way. But the AM4 is I've built all the patches to be no expression pedals, no nothing. Like, for instance, if I had to go do what I did with Dweezil Zappa, which he called me upstage to play one song, and Dweezil was like a fractal modeler guy, so I wasn't going to lug amps in. I could have just taken this AM4 and not taken anything else, and it would have fit in my backpack. Like, that's how I'm building that. So, Diego, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you. You're just too kind. TC Electronics is offering overseas pedals for $35. while Dan Electro has overseas pedals for USA prices, and the TC stuff is better quality. Wild. I've never seen a $35 TC electronic pedal. I need to see this. You sent me Dan Huff's way, and I just want to say thank you so much. Cheers, my friend. Yep. Yeah. Good. Cheers. Good to see you. Too many British pedals, no Mark II in a box pedal. Yeah, that's a great point, Jay. Like, there's not a lot of that. It's hard to do that thing that way, you know? Chuck Keller's in the house. Here he is putting the links that you need to see. Sweetwater, yeah, the Sweetwater clinics. That's a great point. Listen, guys, Chuck and we were on the horn today talking the biz. And I got the calendar to him. So everything from Gary LaVox gigs, Andy Wood clinic tour, Skank Banger dates, everything that I'm doing so far is on the website. So, or will be very, very soon. Sorry, Chuck. I don't know if it's on the website yet, but it will be very soon. It might be up there now. It might not. I don't know. Chuck lives in California. So, you know, we have a 3-hour time frame. It's like we live in like different dimensions, you know. Would you do a collab? This is Mr. Sinister. Would you do a collab with John 5? I would love to. John 5, if you see this. All right, here's your mission, guys. Get this to John 5. You ready? All right, put on business face. This is how I do it. Get ready. Hey, John 5, Andy Wood here. Hope you see this. Let's do a collab. That's my pitch. So clip that out and send that to John 5. We'll do one. If he sees it and says yes, that's my pitch. All right. Johnny69 says the transparent overdrive thing is code for people that just makes anything sound better, know what the effects or gear, like the Woodshed comp. Yeah, the Woodshed comp is not transparent overdrive. I call it MSG for your tone. Let me show you. This is show me, don't tell me. Here is my regular tone with very little time-based effects. There's a little delay for you. And here's the... tune it up a little bit. The B strings get away from me. Nice, right? Now I'm going to kick on the MSG for your tone. Put on a little more delay. Do the same thing with some overdrive. Here's overdrive without the Woodshed comp. Here comes the Woodshed comp. Sorry. It just makes everything better. Sounding, you know what I mean? Pretty nice sounding. I like that. Okay. Kind of moving things down here. Okay, let's do one more song. Is it coincidence that you like MSG for your tone, ramen noodles? I think so. Really coincidental. All right, here we go. Let's do one with gorgeous. He said gorgeous tone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What sounds good? Charisma? Do we do charisma? Let's try it. fun with it a little bit. Little looser and more improvisational, but that's okay. That's okay. Just having a good time with it anyways. Nobody's grading my score today, you know? Whatever. Is Dan Huff still making YouTube videos? Recall him not seeing him put one up lately? I mean, the dude's probably making platinum records. You know what I mean? He's got things he's got to do. What is the exact string gauge for yours versus the one on, you know, say the factory wall? I use 9 to 46 for any guitar that is not a Floyd and 6 on the side, Fender scale length. So 9 to 46. Jim Track says that's how it should be. I'd play the album if I wanted it the same way. Yeah, I mean, you know, just kind of mess with it. Some days you improvise is great, and other days it's not. Whatever. Hayden says, do you still mess around with the EVH plugin you got a while back? Did you get it to work? I've got it to work, and it's loaded in the Tonex. But just to be straight with you, I don't have a lot of free time when it comes to sitting in the captain's chair right here. If I'm sitting here, I'd love to just put on Van Halen 2, grab the striped guitar, nerd out with that. But I just don't have the time, man. Like, I just don't have the time. So I'm busy doing all kinds of things, whether that be for Patreon and Patreon members, or things for Woodshed Guitar Experience, or Skankbanger, or Gary LaVox, or building these fractal patches for the website, or looking at artwork for upcoming tours. It's like, man, I don't have free time, but I'm blessed to not have that free time. That makes sense? Really long-winded answer. Short answer is like, I don't get to do it. Right? I need to start just having like my real answer and then the TLDR. Right? Okay. That said, I love this. My knees hurt 8393 fires back and he goes, where are you seeing $30 TC electronics pedals? I want to know that too. I've never seen that. Ever listen to Call of a Hiron? Dude, he's killer. He's a ripper. Great player. Try Sweetwater. Dude, let's do this. I'm going to do this right here. $35 pedal on Sweetwater. Let's just do $35 TC electronics pedal. $35 TC electronics. And see what happens. Dude, he's not lying. He is straight up not lying. $36. There it is. There is the answer. These are $33. What in God's name? That is crazy. Honey Pot Fuzz pedal is $31. Amazing. You could build a whole pedal for like couch cushion money. Any Axe 3 patches coming? Are they only the FM9 ones? Yeah, Axe 3s they're done. The FM9 ones are done. The Axe 3s are done. AM4s are almost done. I can't remember, Jam Tracks. Are you a Patreon member? Because if you are, I can. I think I uploaded them. Maybe I didn't upload that folder. Maybe I only uploaded. Just let me know. Shoot me a message. Van Halen 2 Light Up the Sky rhythm guitar is God tier. Yeah, for sure. Outside of the, outside of nothing, it's great. Yeah. Okay, so Jam Tracks, I'll make sure to put that folder up. We'll do that tomorrow before the masterclass. Thanks for being a member, and thanks for helping drive the machine forward. Appreciate you. So that's going to do it for today. Shout out to the fine folks at Sir and my main man, Ian Thornley, for building a sick fuzz pedal. It's awesome. You guys should definitely give it a test drive. If you like fuzzes, you're going to like it. So that said, kids, we'll see you soon. Braxel says, I think I'm on your website and I see no events under your events tab. That means Chuck has the page tore down and he's probably uploading them. So just give it a minute, Braxel. He'll not have them up today or tomorrow, whatever. We went through the calendar this morning. So yeah, it's on the way. Cheers, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take that little extra time to catch your breath in between the madness that's life. Take a few minutes to celebrate the dubs. There's a lot of L's. There's a lot of L's in this world. When you get a dub, take a minute to celebrate it. You know, spend some time with people that matter. Pet the dog. Do the things. Drive the car. All the stuff. I mean, like, we worry so much in time, you know, get online, we worry so much about depreciating value of a guitar, or depreciating value of an amp or a car or whatever. What about depreciating value on life? You're only as young as you are today. Go enjoy it, right? Be blessed. We'll see you guys soon, if not sooner.